Good morning. Good morning, lights. Good morning, starseeds. Good morning, champions. Good morning, everyone. It's the 29th of October. This is Orson speaking, because I'm the ringmaster. This part of the circus. And basically, I want to lighten it up because the message the other day was it was an emergency. Bloody well was. And I'm very glad I did it, to be honest, because good news. It worked. It worked. I know I said I wasn't sure about the superhero. But, well, we're all wearing a t-shirt now. Because I like him a lot. He's one of my best mates. Just before doing this, we kind of had a group hug. Because what I'd realised is that this is all about this loving yourself business and all that. Okay. And if I'm displaying aspects of myself and then saying you're a prick, you're this, you're that, it's just banter, it's just a bit of fun. But at the same time, we realised between us that there needed to be a bit more, we need to like each other, love each other. So we had a group hug, and like I say, I wasn't sure about the superhero, affectionately known as the Time Bandit. I wasn't sure, and sure enough, he has changed my circus completely. There are now many, many more characters, which at first was a little bit daunting, I guess, as I'm trying to gather myself into one here. But, Time Bandit had a chat and pointed out the obviousness of so many more characters. One I've was aware of and have become very fond of is Present Tim. He's the one, he might say something, he doesn't say a lot. Then you've got young Tim, slightly older Tim, teenage Tim. And basically I started looking around and realising there was every single aspect of Tim here. Angry Tim, he's not going to stay. He's history. But still, anger, it's a God-given gift. It has its place. But I don't want it in my circus. Anyway, we were having this group hug, looking around and realising just how many aspects there were and how they all seemed to look like me. And guess who turned up? Number one. And we were very pleased. Number one's back for a visit, I guess. I don't know what he does. I'm going to ask him in a minute. But I just wanted to lighten up the circus a bit because, and spend time. Spend a bit of time. I couldn't resist it. Spend a bit of time with the invisible people in this giant game of hide and seek. It's like, I remember playing hide and seek with little kids and they cover their eyes and think they're hidden, even though their whole body's there. And it's a bit like that. I see obvious people, but have this seeming separation. Or is it me playing the kid? Me with my eyes closed and yeah, you can see me. You found me. Oh, you found me. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But I wanted to say that I was with the wild bird again, and I didn't jump on her. Makes a change. And I was not asleep. So I think my little emergency is calmer. Feeling very connected again. Obviously to the wild bird, but to this part of us that is capable of connecting to the infinite, is the infinite. The blockages through your life, perhaps, we'll all have our unique approach to this. But the most beautiful thing is to just know it's there. And I can assure you it is. And it is in every single person. That we have that ability. Through your life, you can put the blocks on. You can add them every day. Listening to my teacher. A lovely thing about, the noise of this world, the noise of your life, so turn your phone off, does that stop the noise? No, it doesn't, because it's here. And he sort of said, like, how, right from when you were a child, you get it from your parents, from your friends, from your teachers, you get all these opinions, you get concepts, you get loaded. And that's when we form so much. And yet it is us, each individual, that has the choice to press the record button or just observe. And that point of the record button, because of course, something traumatic, I guess it's almost an automatic record, but you still have the chance to, whether you're going to rerun it, you're going to put it on an endless loop or not. And this is why trauma in life can trigger this endless loop. It's something to be very careful of. And these are the things, this noise is what blocks us from the real us, the inner us, the core of us, that spark of the divine. Obstacles we put in our ways, blockages. That's why I was very blessed to have this subject opened up as a child. In a simple way. That it is a possibility. And that's why I think kids, it is good to hear about these possibilities when you're young. And you do your life. This is never... You do your life, but if you've got that minimum understanding, it can help you approach that at whichever point in your life you decide to. But if you spend your first 40, 50 years dismissing and building up a load of noise, I think it's harder to get by. Anyway. I can't believe how good I feel again. And I can't believe I'm such a fool to ever let it slip. And this is the clarity I'm coming to now, is I know how to connect. I know a formula. Without expectations, because don't do that. My analogy the other day of approaching the infinite. And I used the analogy of surfing. And then, just days later, went surfing. And along came the time bandit. Synchronicity, imagination, I don't care. But that approach as you reach for the infinite reaches for you. Like that lightning comes down, and just before it reaches, it comes up as well. Boom. So I just wanted to update you and say hi to the wild bird, and it was just so wonderful. It absolutely made me feel blessed, simply blessed to have that simple conversation with you. I was so excited finding you. It was you straight away. You are a bit of a shapeshifter, wild bird. Oh, this is a bit of a playful one, isn't it? But it made me feel so good. And you looked so good. And I so look forward to that conversation continuing. I was so excited to talk to you, and it was like, I was there. Oh, I've got so much to tell you. It was, anyway, so, happy circus. Happy circus today. My little emergency over. Now, Tim's going to have a little chat, because there are other emergencies. I've told him to keep it light, because this is a light circus today. This is a love story. So, Tim. All right, Tim here. Orson's right. It must be light. Like I said before, we mustn't fight the darkness. This is a very odd balancing act. But at the same time, we must stand up. Shining comes in many forms. There is an emergency on this planet. And I, as Tim, being the children's champion, the women's champion, the trees champion, and the earth champion, for now. That means that there are some very powerful forces coming up against my championship. The primary, really, this earth, guys, we must come to terms with what we're doing on this earth. There is no choice. For the last 50 years, the governments, everyone has been warned over and over again. Now the glaciers are going. Remember, nature is utterly powerful. Shaking us off is not a problem to this earth. You do understand. What we need, in a sense, is a symbiotic relationship, not a parasitic one. Because in the end, the parasite affects the host to the point that the host either gets sick, dies, no, that's not going to do that, shakes it off, is treated, becomes so sick that the parasites can no longer live. We've pushed this one, and the earth, look, nature's very real. Here in Portugal, fires, we get horrendous fires. Fire's very real. And it burns all those little creatures, not out of any malice. just out of its pure power that it is. The ocean's the same, tsunamis, floods. This planet is going through a healing process now, and she will succeed. But if we want to be with her, along with the animals and the plants, who quite honestly stand a better chance, even though we are cutting all their habitats. This is an emergency, and we can do it. What is standing in our way? Big industry, governments. There are many things that have actively denied all of this. And just lately we've seen, denial of everything, denial of science. The way they went on those conspiracies in this last few years has ruined some very real conspiracies. I'd say you hijacked the conspiracy train, because believe me, there are plenty of conspiracies, but you've hijacked it. And I will be very honest, who's done it? And this is where there is the fight. But it's a different kind of fight. We cannot lose the moral high ground in this, which I think a lot of the time politically the left attempt to hold a moral high ground, and that is good. The left is busy trying to make things better, structure things, and there's some rotten apples on the left as well. I'm not going to get too into that. But the right, especially the recent right that's risen, is very, very blatant about their agenda. They have been forced to show their hand. I think COVID, in a strange way, forced Trump to show his hand too soon. They had the chessboard very well set, but COVID forced them to show it. And so that has caused further division to a point that in a sense has never been more dangerous, but also they have never been weaker, because they are showing it. And so my emergency, our emergency, is to try and pull as many back from that brink as possible. I am very, very firmly anti the right wing and nationalism. This runs deep. I will not let it go. Forgiveness is on the table for us all. But like I said before, if you get up and beat that dog in front of me, that is nothing to do with forgiveness. The right are trying again and again to destroy so much. Their agenda is clear. So I would like to point out to them, you have a lot of these so-called Christian nationalism. I would like to point out that they are completely and utterly wrong, misguided, and somewhat sick in the head. I'm sorry. Gloves have to come off at some point here, because this is very dangerous. If these guys are allowed to do what they want to do, it's a very dark path, and I personally do not want to go down it. So the emergency, there are ways we can fight this. We can bring more care and shown that care among ourselves. In the United States, Brazil, and anywhere else there may be elections coming up, I'm begging you, I'm not messing with politics. I'm pointing out how important this is. And I will ask you to vote. Every year, champions, a fresh lot of you guys reaches the age to vote. And a fresh lot of them hit the other wall and lose the right to vote. This is why they are scared. This is why they are trying to play their end game. So please vote. Vote for the children's future. Vote for the women's present and future. And simply vote for the planet, because they are not going to try. They're going to do the opposite of trying to help this planet and the children. They're doing the opposite. So please, they must be deflated. They have got too big. Well done, Elon. Got Twitter, huh? Woo! Well, gloves off, mate, and let that sink in. Oh, let me just have a little dream. I write it in my book. The precipitous fall of the Twitter stock price. Oh, what a wonderful dream. Yeah. You're playing a very dangerous game, Elon. Actually, you're called Peeling Husk in my book, so it's quite a cool name. Peeling Husk, Elon Husk. Yeah. I like a bit of rhyme. But anyway, Chief Twit. Chief Twat, I'd call you, but it could be children listening. So Tim's bucked up a bit, I think, and now there really needs to be a move forward. We need to move forward into love and hope, and that means that some of this darkness has got to go. So, love and hope to you in the States. I know you've got a big thing coming up here. Women, come on, you drive this train. This, what they're trying, can't be allowed. Encouraging violence and division, I mean. Sickening that this can be allowed. Oh yeah, Clarence, was it called? Clarence and Ginny Thomas on the Supreme Court. Now, from my small amount of law knowledge, little bit conflicts of interests there. Your wife is a complete QAnon nutter. How is this possible? You're a Supreme Court judge who just ruled in favour of the bad boys. You're so obvious. But then you would be. Anyway, I'll leave you alone for a minute. And you, Catherine. I won't mention all you lot. You're all fine. Alright. Awesome. Yeah. As you can see, Tim is feeling good. A little bit excited. And everything. Anyway, I told you number one turned up. Listen. Number one here. Orson was asking me, where has number one been? Well, I've been cool. I've been having fun. Because you see, what Orson still fails to fully understand is that I have a circus too. And it's a little bit bigger than Orsons. It contains Orsons. And it is in Orsons. My circus enjoys a different level of freedom. You know, Orson and Tim are still trying to perhaps control. I hope they're not. I've told them very clearly to not do that. That to reach out to this universe, they can do. But it must be with love. And it must be with connection. And it must be with unity at the end. And I feel as number one that I'm a little bit more connected. You see, like I told you, this is my story. And in my story, well, I certainly spend more time with Emma than they do. So take that, Orson, try getting jealous of me. Anyway, number one here for a minute, just to spice it up a bit. Anyway, as number one, I would like to wish you all a wonderful day and a wonderful life. And reach out and say, we have got this. Flow with that trust. Flow with that knowledge that you are connected to something that your mind will play tricks with you about. Remember the poem of the trickster? Your mind will play tricks. So at the moment, in this world, there are giant games playing out. You may observe them, or perhaps don't. It's up to you. But do not get enthralled by them. Keep a daily part of yourself, all day if possible. Get out walking. Listen to good music. You're going to put the noise in yourself, and choose the best noise. Choose beautiful noise, beautiful ideas. If we all do this now, we are co-creating something absolutely wonderful. And that's my circus. Anyway, see you soon. Alright, awesome back. Great to have number one in it. Told you he's all high and mighty. I still think he says his circus is bigger than mine. What's that about? A giant circus. Anyway, look, I want to lighten it up. Today's aim is lighten up. The purpose of your life is to lighten up. You know, I say sense of humour is required now. And from now on. And funnily enough, that's something that the right wing have a, inability to have a sense of humour, which I guess is correct in a way. It's pretty natural, I suppose. And look, I don't want to come down hard on the right wing. Like I said, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to divide anyone else. What I do want to do is pull you back from the extremes. Let's all come back closer to the centre here, including from off way on the left. Let's bring ourselves, that's the unity, both within each of us and within this entirety. So if I can encourage anyone to just come back from that extreme what's been born there in America is so extreme. And it's not helping anyone. So please, vote. Ask any of you, friends that are on the fence, please try and get them to see some sense now, because they're going down a really dark road. Hey, look, love and hope from Orson. Happy days. Thank you. Thank you, universe, for giving me this breath, that I may experience this life, this beautiful unfolding that is a human being. And I want to share that. I want to be with people. Had enough. Anyway, see what the universe got in store. I can't do anything. I wonder if number one could sort me out though. I might have a chat with number one and say, come on, if your circus is that big, bring it on down. Anyway, love, light and hope.